Hello students, my name is Pankaj Pathania and today I will discuss about the one of the most important topic in the point of view of exam, that is the Compton effect. And basically the Compton effect is basically the scattering of photon by target electrons. Understand? So A.H. Compton give this effect in 1920s, and which is the strong evidence of quantum theory of radiations. Means through this experiment they proved that photon is also behave as a particle. So main focus is here that when the photon behave like a particle, it can be collide with the electron of the target, and that is basically particle. So there will be the elastic collision between the photon as a particle and the electron of the target. Understand? So they consider as an X-ray the carbon target is there, and they found that there is the emission of the scattered photon through angle the phi, and bit, and the loss of some energy will be provided to the electrons. So actually the photon is incident on the matter when he provide all its energy to the electron, and there will be the emission of the electron, that is basically photoelectric. Understand? When the low energy photon, when the when the energy of the photon, incident photon is more, then the loss will be occurred due to the Compton effect. Means partially the photon transfers energy to the electron, and there will be the scattered photon whose wavelength is greater than the incident photon wavelength. Understand? And if the photon energy is more than 1.2 mega electron volt, then there will be the pair production. Understand? Means photon is totally converted into the material. Here in case of Compton effect, when the energy is less than 1.2 mega electron volt, then there will be the photon will be scattered with longer wavelength, and is the and the electron and the remaining energy of the photon will be given to the electron as a kinetic energy. So these three are the main mechanism of the loss of energy of photon when the photon interact with the materials. Understand? So our total focus is on the Compton effect. So Compton effect, when the incident photon is collide with the target electrons, that is basically free free electrons, then this incident photon will be scattered with a angle phi, and with the longer wavelength, means less energy as compared to the incident photon. So the scattered photon has less energy as compared to incident photon, and the remaining energy will be provided to the electrons. That is basically electron, and in the form of kinetic energy. So Compton assumed that these collision between the photon, which is act as a particle is elastic, and also the relativistic mechanics will be applied here. Understand? So the photon is interact with the target electrons, and these photon will be scattered with the longer wavelength, or you can say the less energy photon, and this change in the wavelength, that is del lambda, lambda dash minus lambda, that is the lambda dash photon, this is the lambda. This difference is basically called the Compton shift. Understand? Now, so our target is to calculate, our aim is to calculate the delta lambda is equal to lambda dash minus lambda, and this is basically X-ray spectrometer, and this spectrometer find that along with unmodified photon, or you can say that the unscattered photon, extra photons, that is called the scattered photon, will also appear. That is not down by the X-ray spectrometer. So our aim is to calculate this delta lambda is equal to lambda dash minus lambda. Understand? Now, and the another assumption is that this elastic collision follow the law of conservation of momentum and the law of conservation of energy. So using the law of conservation of energy and momentum, we are able to write this delta lambda is equal to lambda dash minus lambda. Now we have, now this is our here, according to law of conservation of energy means energy before collision is equal to energy before collision is equal to the after collision. That is the law of conservation of energy. Means the energy is conserved before the collision and after the collision. Here the incident photon have the energy h nu, and the momentum is h nu by c. Understand? And P is equal to E by C. So E is equal to PC. In case of the photon, we have already discussed in the relativistic mechanics. We have a videos that I have a videos, so you can follow that videos and also subscribe my channels and give the valuable comments. So this is P is h nu by c, momentum of this photon, and this is the target electron whose rest mass is m naught c square, and the momentum is 0 because the electron is in the rest, and after interaction the scattered photon have the energy h nu dash, and P is h nu dash upon c, means the frequencies h nu dash is less than greater than nu. Understand? And the momentum is h nu dash upon c. This is the scattered photon, and this is the electron whose energy is mc square, and P is equal to mv. M is basically the relativistic mass. Understand? And in this direction there will be also the unmodified, means the unscattered X-ray photon. Understand? One is scattered and this is the unscattered photons. Understand? So energy will be here, but we have seen that in case of photon, h nu plus m naught c square is equal to, before collision it is h nu dash Understand? Plus mc square. Understand? Here basically mc square is equal to h nu minus h nu dash minus m naught c plus m naught c square. H nu dash h nu minus h nu dash plus m naught c square. This is the equation 1. Understand? Now we note down the equation 1. So we can here take the h is as a constant and this is nu dash. Understand? Now the equation 1, you write down the equation 1. Now the equation 1, here we can write it mc square is equal to h nu minus nu dash plus m naught c square. This is equation 1. Now according to the law of conservation of momentum, according to law of conservation of momentum, because momentum is vector quantity, they have a magnitude as well as the direction. So here we have see that in the direction of incident the photon h nu upon c, this the component along the x-axis is h nu dash upon c cos phi, and along the y-axis it is h nu dash upon c sin phi. Again the electron, the momentum along the y-axis that is negative, that is p sin theta, and along the axis that is the p cos theta. Understand? Now according to the law of conservation of momentum, incident X-ray photon have the momentum h nu by c is equal to n plus 0 momentum of the electron, and in the x-axis along the direction of incident photon, that is basically h nu dash upon c cos phi plus p cos theta, that is mv cos theta. Understand? Now in the this is, so we can mv cos theta is equal to h nu dash h nu by c minus h nu dash by c cos phi. This is equation number 2. Now law of conservation in y-axis, perpendicular direction to the incident photon, that is basically h nu by c, because in case of y-axis, because the photon is incident on the x-axis, so there is no momentum component along the y-axis after the collision. Understand? So along the y-axis, that is basically h nu dash upon c sin phi, means there is 0 before collision, that is plus 0 in the electron has a momentum 0, and along the y-axis that is h nu dash upon c sin phi minus mv sin theta, because it is along the y-axis. So here we have seen that this mv sin theta is equal to h nu dash c sin phi. Here we have seen that this is mv c sin theta is equal to h nu dash sin phi. This is equation number 3. So we can also write this in the C is here. So by multiplying it by a C also. That is MVC cos theta H nu dash cos phi. That is the equation number 2. So equation number 2 after, so equation number 2 we can write as MVC cos theta is equal to H nu minus H nu dash cos phi. That is equation number 2. And now the equation number 3 will be, that equation 3 we can write MVC sin theta is equal to H nu dash sin phi. That is equation number 3. Now adding 2 and 3. Our aim is to calculate the delta lambda through the law of conservation of energy and the momentum. Now adding and squaring equation 3 and 2 and 3. So we want to eliminate this sin theta here. So that's why we are doing that. M square b square c square cos square theta plus m square b square c square sin square theta is equal to, on the right hand side it is h nu minus h nu dash cos phi, this is square, h nu dash sin phi, that is whole square. Understand? Now this is cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So this is m square b square c square is equal to h square nu square plus h square nu dash square cos square phi minus minus 2h square nu dash cos phi h square nu dash square sin square phi. This is equation number 4. Understand? Now squaring, our aim is here to eliminate this term. So by doing the squaring equation 1, squaring equation 1. So when we square equation 1, that is m square c square is equal to h nu minus nu dash plus m naught c square. This is a plus b ka whole square. That is a is there and b is there. So by this m square, that is c4. That is a c4. M square c4 is equal to h square nu square plus nu dash square minus 2 nu dash. Understand? That is plus m naught square c4, that is a plus b whole square, plus 2 h nu minus nu dash m naught c square. A square plus b square plus 2ab, that is 2h nu minus nu dash plus m naught c square. This is equation number. Understand? Now subtract 4 from 5. Subtract from equation 4 to the 5. So now this is m square c4 minus m square b square c square is equal to here is the m square c4 minus m square b square is equal to h square nu plus nu dash square minus 2 nu dash plus h m naught c square nu minus nu dash plus m naught square c4. So by substituting 4 from the 5, we get this equation. This is basically equation number 6. Now from the right hand side we have seen that there will be the m naught square c4, and by applying here we have seen that there is m naught, the rest mass, and here is the m. So we can convert this m in the form of relativistic mass, that is m naught upon 1 minus b square by c square. Understand? Now from the left hand side of equation 6, that is m square c4 minus m square b square c square. So m is basically m naught square upon 1 minus b square by c square, and this is basically m naught square 1 minus b square upon c square, and this is basically b square c square. Understand? Now we have seen that this will be written as the m naught square c4 goes upon 1 minus b square upon c square and 1 minus b square upon c square. So cancel out this one, and this left hand side will be m naught square c4. Understand? Now by replacing this term is m naught square c4. So this will be m naught square c4 is equal to 2h square nu dash cos phi minus 1 plus 2h m naught c square nu minus nu dash plus m naught square c4. Cancel out this term. Understand? That is our purpose here. Now 2h square nu minus nu dash cos phi minus 1 is equal to 2h m naught c square nu minus nu dash. Understand? Now taking in this 2h m naught c square nu minus nu dash upon nu dash, that is equal to 2h square cos phi minus 1. Cos phi minus 1. So here by this h and h we cancel, 2 is 2. So total here we have seen that 1 upon nu dash upon 1 upon nu is equal to h upon m naught c square 1 minus cos phi. Understand? Here this is basically minus is here, so that's why this is 1 minus cos phi. Understand? So this is minus here, so that is 1 minus cos phi is there, because from this term we take it into the left hand side, and that is minus, that's why it is 1 minus cos phi. So this is basically the Compton effect. This is basically the change in frequency of the scattered photon is equal to h upon m naught c square 1 minus cos phi in the form of the frequency. Now it can be converted into the lambda, that is nu dash is c upon lambda dash, and nu is basically c upon lambda. So by converting it, put the value of that one, the total delta, sorry, lambda dash minus lambda, that is basically lambda dash minus lambda is equal to h upon m naught c 1 minus cos phi. So this delta lambda is equal to h upon m naught c 1 minus cos phi. When this phi will be 0, then this 1, so then delta lambda will be 0. If this phi will be 0, if phi will be 90 degree, then what will happen? The change in shift of the wavelength to the scattered as well as the incident, delta lambda is h upon m naught c. If phi is 180 degree, then this change in lambda is 2h m naught c. So it showed that this is the constant quantity, and when the angle is more, scattered angle is more, then the more Compton shift will be occurred. So this is basically the Compton effect. Understand? Now this X-ray spectrometer, we can plot the intensity at phi is equal to 0. There is no Compton shift, so that's why there is a one peak intensity. Again, at intensity phi is equal to 19, so there will be 2. This is due to the lambda dash, and this is basically lambda. There will be the peak 2 intensity. One is scattered and the another is unscattered. And again, when we phi is 180 degree, then intensity, then the shift, this shift delta lambda is more. If this, suppose this is phi is equal to 90. Understand? So when we increase this scattering angle, that delta lambda will also increase. So this is basically, this delta lambda is the basically Compton shift. Understand? It is very, very, very important, and the numericals are also coming in the examinations is very important, and we are already upload my videos on this numericals based on the Compton effect. Understand? Thank you very much.